We've had a month of games since we last met, and unfortunately for us, Budapest has suffered a very bad injury since we last met. He damaged his critical ligaments in training, and he's going to be out for pretty much the rest of the season. And it's sad because he's been so good for us over the last couple of years, and he's going to be very much missed. Always involved in at least 10 goal contributions per season and signed on a free transfer, the fact that he is going to be missing so much football is going to hurt us more than I want to admit. And if I need to sell him because he's not going to be good enough for us long term afterwards, then I will sell him. It is a shame that he has been hit with such a nasty injury, and it might take out some of his better qualities as a player, that we are going to go on without him, and we're going to try and win the league without him to honour him this season. The injury that he suffered is a cruel one indeed. That being said, we've had a month and a half worth of football since we last met, and they've been quite good, some of these games. The question is, have we got our first points in the Champions League? Let's find out together, shall we? The first game we had was against Gur in the Cup, and we beat them 1-0 thanks to a goal from our young defender, who I've only kept around for squad registration, but he proved to be enough to get us the winning goal here. Dominic has been at the club since I arrived, and I've not yet sold him. I've sent him out on loan at least 3 different occasions, and while he's never going to be good enough for the first team, I don't think, especially not the rate we're growing, he's still someone who can get potentially better, and he's good for the homegrown states right now. So for now, he's around, and I will use him in the Cups and in other games that we need to rest our players. He scored a goal in the Cup. He did well today. The next game we had was his Feyenoord, and we took the lead in this game. And I thought to myself, when Budapest scores the rebound, we have a chance to win. It's just unfortunate that Feyenoord took offence to the fact we took the lead and decided to hit back at us. They were bottom of their division when this happened, and Tammy Abraham then got the equalising goal before they took the lead. And when Van Persie's been an absolute pain and playing this cross in and finds his teammates, and it's now 2-1, it's gone against us. And then they score from a corner. Stengs finds Iglesias, he finds his teammate, and again, they're just really good. Abraham with a tap in again, and Tammy Abraham proving to be an absolute nuisance. It's just a shame that despite taking the lead, we couldn't hold on to get a share of the spoils. But at least we could say we were good for a little while. Perhaps lucky to get the goal, but we had a spell where we looked like we were about to win. We then took on Budapest, and we looked good in this game. Okeke finds Budapest for what I believe is his last goal before his injury. But the Budapest actually equalised, and I thought, okay, that's not ideal. We need to bounce back. I did shout the players for this performance, for this defensive calamity, and they bounced back immediately because around 2 minutes later, they got an equalising goal. And Matthias, well, not equalising goal, they got the goal to give us a lead. Matthias with that goal. And then Matthias involved again to help make it 3. He cuts inside, plays across the null, who makes it 3-1. And it's good that we can do this, and that despite having setbacks, we can bounce back quite quickly. Clearly, we're starting to show our stuff, and we're starting to show just how good we are at football again. We always have a slow start to the year because of the European qualifying matches, but hopefully, we're starting to get ourselves back in a rhythm. We then took a Sagad and beat them very comfortably in the end, and when Tamas gets his first goal, we're really good. And once that goal went in, we started to open the floodgates again, and the Dragon scores to make it 2. I'm going to keep calling the Dragon because I think it's great because it's his first name. But no, doesn't do well. Hamblin does though. He makes it 3 with this effort, and we complete the route. A very good performance, and we're looking good in the league again. We then took on Dinamo Zagreb and beat them in the Champions League 1-0, with this being the only goal of the game. Matthias, given too much time and space, scores, and it's our first points in the Champions League, and we are delighted. We've actually got points, and as far as I'm concerned, that was the main thing. I didn't want to go into this campaign having claimed we could get points and not get any. The fact we finally get our first points in the league phase of the Champions League is a bit of a relief, honestly. That was our last game in the Champions League. We're down in 27th place, so It's not ideal, but we are at least only goal difference away from getting into the top 24. The fact that Man City are 34th tells me that we're not going to stay there for long. Atletico Madrid having a poor start as well tells me that, yeah, that's two teams that will go above us at some point. Whether or not we can do better, I don't know. The fact that Manchester United have not won since they beat us is interesting, having drawn to Atletico Madrid and lost to Bayern Munich. So, honestly, can't say that's surprising looking at their opponents. But I'm happy we're doing okay and that we're not doing terribly. The fact that we got 3 Dutch teams in the top 13 is interesting. But again, early days, still 5 games left. I like to think things can go well and we can do better, even if we don't have the best of opponents next in the form of Barcelona. I won't be doing any more Lycom games in the Champions League, mostly because I want to get these videos out as quickly as possible, and I feel like they take a bit more time than I want to admit. But since we last met, we've gained some more points in the coefficients. We've now got 5 points. I don't think it's going to be enough to really keep us out of trouble, potentially. I think we still might not got a position as things stand, as I try to get to the right screen. Might be a lie, Norway are actually getting points, but they're also in the lower competitions of Europe, so that's annoying. So far, we're not gaining a position, but we're also not losing a position right now, because we're the only Hungarian team in Europe now. If we can get some points, that's great, but we also need to get at least another point to do enough to improve on the year we're losing. So far, we're not doing that, and we're not getting a place on any nations right now either. I'm still fearing we could lose positions, but the only team that could really overtake us is Serbia, so at least we're avoiding that for now. We then took on Rakasari in the cup, and we took a while to get going, but once we started getting going, we were really good. Tamas gets the first goal from this corner. We then score from another corner. This time it was Savic who gets the second goal of the game, and once that goal goes in, floodgates really start to fly open. Hamberlik plays it back to Hazic, who gets his first ever goal. So that's a good finish from the Czech DM. And then our third corner goal, and Dominic gets his second goal of the tournament. So clearly we've got some players who can do good things, and we're very excited right now in the cup. We're in the next round. Once we go over all the other competitions, I'll reveal who our next opponent for that is. But the last game we had since we last met was against Budapest Academia, and we are really, really good compared to them now. Dragon gets the opening goal of the game with that effort. 5 minutes in, we look so good. Matthias with the delightful assist. We then make it 2 from this corner. Kusara with that finish, so a very good start. And then Matthias scored in a penalty in the 40th minute before half-time. Before later on in the second half, in the 76th minute of the game, we make it 4. Morris, who's still upset about being here because he can't learn the language of Hungarian, finds Dragon. Dragon gets his second goal of the day, and we win this game 4-0 to 100% show we're back to our absolute best, and that everyone in the league needs to be careful now because our confidence is not disappearing, and I finally figured out how to fully rotate my squad perfectly for the upcoming games. It's really good, to say the least. And as things stand in the league, we are in first place, 4 points clear of Ferencváros. Ferencváros are down in 6th place and have already lost 4 times, and I can't believe I actually can say that it was a straight face, but there you go. That's a good sign. The Dragon has got 7 goals this year and is one of our best performers in the league. And if I get told, you should play this other person, that person's complaining about game time, I could just point to the Dragon and say, look, this guy has been outstanding. He's in your way. The only reason you're not getting first in football is because he's doing so well. So, stop complaining, or else we're not going to have a good time. Either way, a good start to the year. But the teams that have beaten Ferencváros are not teams you'd expect, apart from Ferencváros and Debreceni, potentially. Győr and Szeged both beating them last time is a shock, and potentially makes you wonder if they're starting to lose their power. We do need to get more European spots in the future, and Ferencváros are useful for that, so I really don't want to lose them in that position. Budapest Academia are actually bottom of the table now and legitimately could be relegated, and that would be a bit of a shock for me, given their facilities right now. They probably have the best facilities in the entire league, for the youth development side of things, so the team struggling so badly is a bit of a surprise. I just checked, actually it's Fanfals who got the best facilities, but that's beside the point. But clearly we've shocked a few teams and they are struggling more than they want to admit, and we could be seeing a new guard taking over. Given we've won the last 2 league titles and we're looking to win a 3rd in a row, this is already a good year for us. I should point out the season preview does have 2 other players in the Media Dream 11 now, so that also probably helps our case of being a good team. The fact we've done this in just a few years is very impressive as far as I'm concerned, and that Nikola is a superstar goalkeeper for the division. Maybe not a superstar goalkeeper for the world, but he's still quite good, and as far as I'm concerned, he is helping us become better and better. Finances, we're looking very, very good. Between winning against Dinamo Zagreb last time out and then getting an extra £2.4 million from the Champions League for TV money, we're back to £21 million in the bank. And I forgot to mention this last time out, but we've actually been improving our facilities as well. We've now got excellent academy coaching and excellent youth recruitment. And we're improving our training facilities and youth facilities as well. They'll be done in the next 5 to 4 months as well. Because we're buying so many young players, we are now making the board and supporters happy with the idea with developing players using the club's youth system. It had to be done. I also convinced the board to allow me to have 11 coaches and scouts, and we brought them in already. And Mikel Ngoga Di Corbo is the first scout we brought in. I didn't bring this guy in to be an amazing scout. I brought him for his knowledge, and he's got a lot of it. So a really good pickup as far as I'm concerned in that regards, and hopefully because he's only 34, he can get better over time. It would be the dream scenario to have someone with this much scouting knowledge become better as a scout over time. So that's the dream. I hope he becomes better overall. We also brought in Nicholas Sinelli as a scout. He's really good for the role and gets us more knowledge as well of South America. We can't scout that yet, but when we do, we're going to have all the knowledge we could ever wish for as well, straight off the bat. So that would be the dream. We brought in a new fitness coach in Udrea. He's actually quite good for the role, and he's only 34, so quite young. Will be able to be around for a while. And then we brought in Neil Kretschlin as a coach. I know he's been a manager at QPR Blackpool in the past, but he was available in the market. I decided, you know what, let's get him in. And he's now here at Budapest Honvéd. So happy days. Really happy we got the guy to sign for us straight off the bat. The resolute personality also helps as far as I'm concerned. And with all of this happening right now, we are looking very good to do well in all competitions. I want to win every domestic competition this year. I have not done that yet. I want that cup eventually, and I feel like this could be our best chance to do right now, even if Fanfals are still in the competition. But that is beside the point. Last year's champions are already out, so happy days. But what I'm going to be doing is ending this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys would like to share this video, and that you'll subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.